Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Austin. This is Gone in 60, and this is my 2023 MK8 Volkswagen Golf R. In today's video, I want to share with you why I bought a Golf R, why I've always wanted one. If you guys are new to my channel, please like, comment, subscribe, and let's jump right into it. So in no particular order, guys, there's a lot of reasons why I ended up, and I've always just wanted a Volkswagen Golf R. First and foremost, I've just always loved the looks of them. It is my favorite looking hatchback outside of the Subaru hatchback, which I really wish they would bring that back. If you guys do wish they would bring it back, leave a comment below. But man, I think the Subaru hatchback looks so good. But Volkswagen, it's always just looked so awesome from the different versions. And granted, yes, I know the MK8, there's more controversy on the inside of the car than there is outside of the car. And the 7 and the 7.5 is just kind of like the holy grail. But I've always loved the look of a hatchback. It's just always suited me really well. I've seen so many cars drive down the road that are lowered or, you know, have just some awesome wheels and tires on there. They just look clean. They look racy, but somewhat sophisticated. They're not just kind of like always kind of like the boy racer cars. They're classy, but they look good, and I've just always loved the looks of them. The next reason why I always wanted to buy a Golf R is they have a phenomenal reputation of just how fast they can go and just how much fun they can be. Now, when you get into the DSG, obviously you need tunes for the transmission and different things, but the potential that these cars have, being all-wheel drive, they can take down a lot of cars. From Teslas to different people I've talked to, really some of the only cars that have been able to somewhat keep up with them, being all-wheel drive. But just if you get into some people or check out some channels out there, can't remember his channel, I think it's Jewel GTI, but he takes on quite a few cars in his GTI. He's got a bigger turbo on there, he's got a tune, he's got a whole setup. But man, when these cars reach their full potential and capabilities from tuning, and Germans have just always done this so great, they're just monsters. They are. Look them up on YouTube. You're going to see them take down a lot of fast cars out there. Another reason why I wanted to buy a Golf R or why it's taken me so long is, I really didn't start getting into YouTube and kind of cars. I've always been into cars. Let me correct that. But in order just to be able to afford some of the cars, really hasn't happened until like the last 3 or 4 years. And as we know, inventory and the car market just got stupid crazy. It got ridiculous, and I can't tell you how many Volkswagen dealerships were charging at a minimum 10 to 15 grand over stickers. Saw some north of 20 and 30 grand. There wasn't a lot of inventory of them. If you did a search on cars.com, sometimes there was only 20 in manual across the country. So they were just really tough. And so when I came across this one in Alabama, I jumped on it, and it was in the color that I wanted. The Lapis blue is probably my favorite, but white was a close second, and it just looks good. And especially with the blue kind of offsets, on the seats, on the brakes, it just looks so good. It looks so awesome. I love it. Another thing of why I've always wanted one is I feel like the quality of German cars, from the ride comfort to the technology to just the overall drivability of the car, they're just leagues above a lot of the other competitors. And I'm sorry, I'm a little, maybe a little fancy that way, whatever word you want to use, but I just like the car's ability to be comfortable, to have all the tech that I want, that be quiet when I want it to, but then when I want to wake it up, it's a Jekyll and Hyde. I can turn on some different modes. I can put it into Nürburgring mode, and the engine instantly gets louder. The exhaust starts popping. I still wish the car was a little bit louder, a little bit more rowdy, but overall, I've just always loved German cars. Now, I've always said this to myself, I won't buy a German car that's out of warranty, because if any of you have owned a BMW or pick the different German brands, and a lot of it just depends on maintenance, a lot of it depends on driver, and some of it just depends on luck. But German cars are notorious to be very, very expensive when they're out of warranty, when you need warranty work on them. So to be able to buy one at MSRP, to be able to have a warranty and that peace of mind should I have issues, it was just a no-brainer for me. Another thing that really has always made me wanted to buy a Golf R is they just do everything pretty good. I wouldn't say they do everything well, but from comfort to being fast to being sporty to being kind of classy to being comfortable to having space to it just kind of does everything. It's not a two-door sports car. Can fit 4 people in there, 5 people if you need to. You can fold down the rear seats to get you some extra space. Just overall, it just does everything really, really well. I wouldn't say it's the best in its category, but it's kind of the car just to do everything. And, you know, other reasons too, of why I've wanted a Golf R is you get the power, but you also, it's very economical to drive. If you have it under warranty, you're covered there. But in terms of, you know, maintenance on it, you're just going to have some of your basic, just standard maintenance until you get up higher in miles. But a lot of that's covered under warranty. But when it comes to just being able to get good fuel economy or decent fuel economy, you know, if I want to go high speeds on a freeway, I can. But if I want to kick it, you know, into 6th and just cruise and, you know, not have the RPMs up very much, I can get north of 30 miles per gallon on the highway. And that's just something I couldn't do with some of my other cars. And so the Golf R, it's just always been intriguing to me because I like Volkswagen. I've owned some Jettas. My wife had a turbocharged Jetta, and that car was a lot of fun. You know, it's not the best manual transmission out there. It doesn't shift as good as some other manual transmissions out there, but it does everything pretty dang good. And I've just always been intrigued by it. And Volkswagen, to me, I wish they would bring back a little bit more of their sportiness. You know, obviously they're going into the EV. You have some of the Jettas that have kind of lost some of its flair a little bit. Some of the older Jettas I think are still so freaking cool. I think they look awesome. But I'm a big fan of Volkswagen. I've owned some in the past that have given me some headaches, but being able to get one in a warranty, the community I'm still kind of checking out, although I've had some fun and interesting experiences, enlightening experiences, should we say, with the community. But overall, it's just something I've always wanted. I've liked the looks. I've liked the power. It's a car that's just checked all the boxes for me. If you guys have owned a Volkswagen Golf R, I'd love to hear your feedback on why you wanted one, or why you have one, or why you want one in the future, or maybe why you don't want one. What don't you like? I will say this, though. After buying the car, it, you know, $46,000, transporting it and paying taxes, I don't think it's worth the price. That's just my opinion. Now, granted, I know, you know, a few generations ago you could get these in the high 30s or even mid 30s, but I think the sweet spot price range is probably about 40 to 42,000 for these cars. 46, I'd like even more performance, to be honest. I would. I'd like more power. I'd like more performance, but you know, the Honda Civic Type R, you know, GR Corolla, you're right around 40, but with markups, you're up a little bit higher. But overall, I don't regret my purchase. I just think cars in general, not Volkswagen, they're getting out of reach, in my opinion. And the benefits aren't equating to what the cost of the car is. So if you guys agree with this video, let me know. Please leave a like, please leave a comment. I'm Moss with Gone in 60, and we will catch you on the next video.